Welcome back, everybody. These are the best horror films that scared everyone for the year 2018. We're into the 2010 decade, and these are the best horror films that scared us all for the year 2018. If you haven't already, click subscribe, hit the notification bell. You're here at Yesteryear TV, bringing you the best of everything retro, vintage. Stay tuned, because when we're done with this series, I got a lot of surprises for you that you're like, where you been? Stay tuned, because after this series, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to knock you out. I'm just teasing. All right, these are the best horror films of 2018. Let's begin. A Quiet Place, alien invasion and horror. A family struggles for survival in a world invaded by blind alien creatures with ultra-sensitive hearing. A Quiet Place. Along Came the Devil. After a troubled childhood, Ashley searches for a connection and unknowingly invites in a demonic force, which leaves her loved ones fighting for her soul. You will die for your soul. Annihilation. A biologist signs up for a dangerous secret expedition in which the laws of nature don't apply. Annihilation. Next up we have is Behind the Walls. Years it has waited. Now someone's moved in. Through the eyes of the evil within, we witness a broken family desperately seeking a new beginning. Behind the Walls. Horror. Beyond the Woods. A gathering of friends is thrown into chaos by the opening of a mysterious fiery sinkhole near their secluded holiday home. Beyond the Woods. Bird Box. Remember the bird lady? Bird Box. 5 years after an ominous, unseen presence drives most of society to suicide, a mother and her 2 children make a desperate bid to reach safety. Bird Box. We love Bird Box. Bloodfest. I love this movie. Fans flock to a festival celebrating the most iconic horror movies, only to discover that the charismatic showman behind the event has a diabolical agenda. Oh, this is good. The Cloverfield Paradox. Orbiting a planet on the brink of war, scientists test a device to solve an energy crisis and end up face to face with a dark alternate reality. The Cloverfield Paradox. Corbin Nash. A rogue police detective in search of his parents' killer is murdered and then reborn as the ultimate killer. Corbin Nash. Action, horror, and thriller. Day of the Dead. Bloodline. A small group of military personnel and survivalists dwell in an underground bunker as they seek to find a cure in a world overrun by zombies. Yes. Deep Blue Sea 2. A pharmaceutical company repeat the mistakes of the past and create super intelligent bull sharks who decide they don't want to be lab rats anymore. They get revenge. Delirium. A man recently released from a mental institution inherits a mansion after his wealthy parents die. After a series of disturbing events, he becomes to believe it is haunted. Delirium. But remember, he just got released. Down a Dark Hall. A troubled teen named Kit is forced to join the exclusive backwood boarding school, just to find herself trapped by dark forces around its mysterious headmistress, Madame Duray. Ghost in the Graveyard. The town of Mount Moriah comes under the thumb of Martha, a ghost who comes back to haunt the teens who witnessed her death as children during a game of Ghost in the Graveyard. Halloween. This movie was awesome. Laurie Strode confronts her longtime foe, Michael Myers, the masked figure who has haunted her since she has narrowly escaped his killing spree on Halloween night 4 decades ago. The Possession of Anna Grace. When a cop who is just out of rehab takes the graveyard shift in the city hospital morgue, she faces a series of bizarre, violent events caused by an evil entity in one of the corpses. Hellfest. A master serial killer turns a horror-themed amusement park into his own personal playground. Another great movie. Terrorizing a group of friends while the rest of the patrons believe it is all part of the carnival. Hellraiser Judgment. Detective Sean and David Carter are on the case to find a gruesome serial killer terrorizing the city. Joining forces with Detective Christine, they dig deeper into a spiraling maze. Hellraiser featuring Pinhead. Heredity. A grieving family is haunted by tragic and disturbing occurrences. Heredity. Folk horror, psychological horror, and psychological thriller. Hex. A couple's holiday romance is thrown into chaos as they are afflicted by a malicious force. Hex. Horror and thriller will not disappoint. Next up we have is In Fabric. In Fabric is a haunting ghost story set against the backdrop of a busy winter sales period in a department store and follows the life of a cursed dress as it passes from person to person. In Fabric. Insidious, The Last Key. Parapsychologist Dr. Elise Rayner faces her most fearsome and personal haunting yet, as she is drawn back to her ghostly childhood home where the terror began. Insidious, The Last Key. Itsy Bitsy. Based on the centuries-old poem, a family moves into a secluded mansion where they soon find themselves being targeted by an entity taking the form of a giant spider. Itsy Bitsy Spider went up, or something, whatever goes like that. Lake Placid Legacy. A group of urban explorers venture to a quiet lake in upstate Maine that is home to a deadly and forgotten secret. Unfortunately for them, they quickly discover they are not alone. Living Among Us. Vampires have just made themselves public. Now a group of documentarians have been granted access to learn how they live and coexist with humans. Living Among Us. Look Away. Alienated high school student Maria. Her life is turned upside down when she switches places with her sinister mirror image. Look Away. Psychological drama and horror. Malevolent. A team of scam artists get more than they bargained for when a job at a haunted country estate gets out of hand. Malevolent. Horror, mystery, and thriller. Don't mess with the spirits. Mandy. The enchanted lives of a couple in a secluded forest are brutally shattered by a nightmarish hippie cult and the demon biker henchman. Mandy. Dark fantasy and horror. Monster Party. 3 young thieves crash a Malibu dinner party only to find themselves trapped in a night far more dangerous than they had planned. So they wanted to commit crime and robberies? Now they're up. They have to live to survive. Nightmare Cinema. 5 strangers converge at a haunted movie theater owned by the projectionist. Once inside, the audience members witness a series of screenings showing them their deepest fears. Nightmare Cinema is pretty creepy. Patient Zero. After an unprecedented global pandemic turns the majority of humankind into violent infected, a man gifted with the ability to speak the infected's new language leads to the last survivors. Polaroid. A mysterious package arrives at an unsuspecting home. Curiosity turns deadly as the person who opens the box quickly discovers their own fate. Polaroid. Next up we have is Primal Rage. A newly reunited couple's drive through the Pacific Northwest turns into a nightmare as they are forced to face nature, unsavory locals, and a monstrous creature. Primal Rage. Puppet Master. The Littlest Reich. All hell breaks loose when a strange force animates the puppets up for auction at a convention, sending them on a bloody killing spree that's motivated by an evil as old as time. Slaughterhouse rules. An illustrious British boarding school becomes a bloody battleground when a mysterious sinkhole appears at a nearby fracking site, unleashing unspeakable horror. Slender Man. In a small town in Massachusetts, a group of friends, fascinated by the internet lore of Slender Man, attempt to prove that he doesn't actually exist. Bad move. Bad move. Slice. When a pizza delivery driver is murdered on the job, the city searches for someone to blame. Ghosts, drug dealers, a disgraced werewolf? Slice. Pretty gory and graphic, but good. Saint Agatha, your mother. In the 1950s in small-town Georgia, a pregnant young woman named Agatha seeks refuge in a convent. I remember I used to say Agatha in 1979, and my friend would say, your mother. Summer of '84. After suspecting that their police officer neighbor is a serial killer, a group of teenage friends spend their summer spying on him and gathering evidence. I love it. Summer of '84. The Revenge of Robert the Doll. Infamous killer doll Robert does battle with Hitler's henchmen aboard a train in Nazi Germany. So Robert the doll is killing people. The Clove Hitch Killer. A picture-perfect family is shattered when the work of a serial killer hits too close to home. Coming-of-age psychological horror, terror, thriller, horror. Next thing we have is The Domestics. In the weeks following an apocalyptic event, a husband and wife venture across the countryside inhabited by deadly factions in search of safety. The Domestics. The First Purge. America's third political party, the New Founding Fathers of America, comes to power and conducts an experiment. No laws for 12 hours on Staten Island. No one has to stay on the island. You can leave. But if you miss the deadline, open season. The House That Jack Built. In 5 episodes, failed architect and vicious sociopath Jack recounts his elaborately orchestrated murders, one by one. The House That Jack Built. The Lie. A father and daughter are on their way to dance camp when they spot their girl's best friend on the side of the road. Whodunit, crime, drama, horror, thriller, and mystery. The Lie. The Meg. A rescue mission to the bottom of the ocean is terrorized by a massive prehistoric shark. The biggest shark of all time. The Meg. Megalodon. The Open House. A teenager and his mother find themselves besieged by threatening forces when they move into a new house. The Open House. Supernatural horror and thriller. The Predator. When a young boy accidentally triggers the universe's most lethal hunters, they return to Earth. Only a ragtag crew of ex-soldiers and disgruntled scientists can stop them. The Predator. The Strangers. Prey at Night. A family of 4 staying at a secluded mobile home parked for the night are stalked and then hunted by 3 masked sociopaths. Slasher horror. The Nun. A priest with a haunted past and a novice on the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate the death of a young nun in Romania. Supernatural horror. The Nun. Tremors. A Cold Day in Hell. The new sequel finds Burt Gummer, who's dying from graboid poison, and his son Travis at a remote research station in Canada's territory. They must go up against a new batch of tremors. Truth or Dare. A harmless game of truth or dare among friends turns deadly when someone or something begins to punish those who tell a lie or refuse the dare. Venom. A failed reporter is bonded to an alien entity, one of many symbiotes who have invaded Earth. but the being takes a liking to Earth and decides to protect it. Venom. Winchester. Ensconced in her sprawling San Jose, California mansion, eccentric firearm heiress Sarah Winchester believes she is haunted by the souls of people that killed the Winchesters. Those are the best, scariest horror films of 2018. Let me know what horror films from this year, 2018, do you remember or that scared you? And obviously, it's not all inclusive, so there may be some other horror films I did not include in this list. But I'm just going to give you a ballpark figure of the most horrific horror films for 2018. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. You're here at Yesteryear TV. I'm Tony, and I'll see you all in the next video.